Let's talk a little bit about how to hold the guitar. The guitar naturally has this little curve in it. Most guitar bodies do, at least. And there's a couple different ways you can approach this. I am coming from a classical guitar background. I actually use what's called a footstool. This is my preferred way of supporting my leg. So for classical guitar, you typically will rest this curve on the left leg. It sort of sits in between your legs. So I've got my footstool set up at a slight angle, and I've put my left leg up. I'm arching it up, and then I'm resting the guitar right here along the leg. What we're looking for is ergonomic support, okay? We want to make this guitar feel a little bit more natural. If you are playing more steel string or rock, you can also put the guitar on the right leg. It's not the end of the world. But then with that, you might have some different kind of habits with where you place your arm. What we really want to avoid is the guitar neck going down. We don't want the guitar neck going down. It needs to be supported up, because if it's going down, check this out, just look at my shoulders. I mean, I look like I'm gonna just topple over here, and it's also gonna be really hard. You're gonna be fighting gravity. The wrist is also gonna be bent, so you're gonna be pinching all kinds of nerves. So if you're trying to learn guitar and you're learning it this way and it's killing your hand, I can see why, because you are literally going to be fighting gravity the whole time. So that's why, even if you're going to play on the right leg, some flamenco guitarists do that. They might cross their legs. You could cross your legs and play it that way. But, have the curve of the guitar here, somewhere where it's really easy for you to play. So just remember, you're going to want to keep at least the neck straight. Just make sure it's not dipping down. If anything, at a slight angle upwards, that's going to help a little bit. But ultimately, there's a reason so many classical guitarists, use either a footstool. Some others can use something called the ErgoPlay that's really, really popular. And the ErgoPlay is essentially something you can attach to your guitar, and it's a support that allows the guitar to sort of sit up a little bit higher. And what's cool about that is that you can keep your legs totally flat and even, and then you adjust the support on the guitar itself. However, I don't really like the suction cups aspect of it. It's, to me, just is a little bit cumbersome. It's something that's kind of a pain to have to attach and detach from the guitar every time I want to play, because I just have to grab my guitar on the fly all the time. For me, I just love the footstool. It's super portable. It's very, very easy. But some people can develop back pain, especially if you do this for an extended period of time. So if back pain is something that you're a little bit concerned about or worried about, you can totally look up other options, other support devices where you can keep your legs straight and then attach something to the guitar to raise the guitar itself and keep it in a nice position. Some people have the guitar neck really sharp, almost like they're playing a cello. I tend to just keep mine at, roughly 45-degree angle, something like that. So I just keep it in a way that's natural, where my shoulders are staying even. That's really important. Again, I'm avoiding anything that just looks crazy and weird. I don't stand with the guitar, personally. I always sit with the guitar. Some guitars, if they have a little peg down here, if you have a steel string, you could actually attach a strap. The right leg should be supporting the guitar. I mean, if I were to let go, this thing would slide right off. So there is that aspect of it, especially I'm wearing jeans. But with the right leg, make sure that your right leg isn't tilted way back. It can just sort of be in its natural position, but if anything, it's going kind of out to the side a little bit, just extended slightly. The position of the guitar itself, we don't want it way up like this, because again, now our wrist is going to have to compensate. We're not trying to play violin here, okay? And we also don't want it completely flat against your chest. For me, it's right at the start of the breastbone here, and it's right in the middle. And then you have this little triangular area of space. I can actually fit my arm right through here. So when I'm looking at the guitar neck, from my perspective, I can see that string 6 and 5 might be a little bit difficult to see. We just want to avoid this. This is something that when you're first learning, it's going to be really tempting to have the guitar slide out like this so you can see everything you're doing, but don't do it. Please don't do it, because it'll really, hurt you. I also don't want you to keep it so flat that then you're looking over and straining your neck like crazy. Don't hurt yourself. Just keep it slightly outwards. You have this little triangular shape, and you'll support the guitar by just having your arm resting on it like this. And that's pretty much all there is to it. We'll talk more about hand anatomy later and good position, proper position, playing like that. But this is just in general how to hold the guitar. You know, don't have it dip down. Don't have it way up like this. Don't have it flat against like that. Just rest it however you'd like on whatever leg. If you're going to play with your leg crossed like this, you're going to have a lot of support from the arm. However, maybe less support when it's just naturally sitting on your leg. So there's pros and cons to all this way of playing. I just recommend you get a support that you like, something that's lightweight, super easy. And again, I've got a whole thorough article comparing the pros and cons of all the best, most popular options out there for guitar supports. So check that article out if you're curious in learning more. So grab yourself a footstool or an ErgoPlay or one of the other classical guitar support devices that I recommend. Main thing, just try to be comfortable. If you play for long periods of time, stand up, stretch. We want to find a support device that's going to make you feel comfortable while you're playing, while you're practicing. The most important thing is that you just have something, again, that's ergonomic. Your shoulders aren't overcompensating, your wrist isn't doing anything extra. It's just something that naturally fits this way. Why do we need the guitar neck at this angle? Where it actually really helps is when we are playing things higher up the fretboard. We're able to just keep our wrist really even. If it's straight out like this, I'm having to like twist and contort and my shoulders go way up. You see that? Look at how my arm gets really tucked in. My wrist has to come out even more versus if the neck is at this angle, I can keep the wrist a little further back. My shoulders stay more even the whole time versus here, I'm having to lift up. I'm having to do some pinching, and that pinched nerve stuff is really going to come into play later. So that's a little bit about why we need the guitar angle this way. Grab a footstool or an ErgoPlay or one of the other support devices that you think is going to work well for you. And the most important thing is just try to be comfortable, try to keep the guitar stable, and you'll be in good shape.